Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So as you guys can see from the thumbnail of the video, I am going to be doing a chibi version of Mingyu from his recent emceeing on a music show, and he has this really cute like red button-up shirt and overalls. So I really wanted to paint this, and I decided to record the progress for you guys. So I do apologize that later on in the video I keep forgetting to actually zoom in on certain parts, so it's pretty much this overview for the rest of the video, and I do apologize about that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about process, and hopefully I can try to better explain stuff. For these kinds of chibi illustrations where I don't do line art beforehand, I like to lay down like one base tone for skin, and this helps to lock in some of the pencil lines as well as kind of make the skin pop forward, because usually when I do skin I actually leave the center of their face like pretty white and make it darker in value as I move outwards. And then I use kind of like more oranges, more pinks to darken up the values of the face, and I use a reddish purple for shadows under like hair or like where the neck meets the chin area. So as you can see, I'm using kind of like a dark purpley brown to do the outlines, so that includes the mouth and like the outlines of the face and stuff. And I usually will go over this a couple of times afterwards, but I like to do a thin line for that first. As you guys can see, like I'm jumping around on the painting quite a bit. So I did the shadows of the eyes, and I'm gonna let those dry so I can do the line art for the eyes afterwards. So I did the shirt, and now I'm on back to the eyes. So for the eyes, I like to work quite wet and have it go from a dark purple. So this could lean towards more of a reddish purple or a bluish purple, depending on the eye color that I usually choose. And because I like to work quite wet, it gives me time to allow the colors to like mingle and blend. And as it's drying, I can see like at a certain point where I can start to pick up some pigment, which you guys saw me do before, is like I pick up some of the pigment, so like kind of leaves it a little bit lighter at the bottom, and it kind of makes their eyes look a little bit glassy and kind of cute. So as for hair, the way I'm rendering the hair is a little bit more methodical. Like it has reason to it, more so than being quite loose. If the hair is quite like uniform, then I would usually like, how do I explain it? Like a coconut or like a mushroom, like it's quite round, then I would leave the hair being rendered very loosely with like a lot of water. But because this hair has like a lot of texture, I was just focusing on getting the forms right and stuff and making it look somewhat accurate to how Mingyu actually looks in the photo. I'll pop like a little picture on the screen of how I would want it to render the hair, like quite soft and having more of the skin tone showing through the hair, or having more areas bleed with different colors like blue or red or yellow, because you can see it's just one basic block of brown basically. And something I loved about this style in particular, because you guys know I did like a lot of chibi work where the line work is usually done beforehand, before I color, and sometimes like everything looks a little bit more stiff. I don't know if stiff's the right word, but it's like everything's like preset as soon as I do the line work, and I get quite lazy when I'm painting. I just like do it as like a coloring book almost, like you paint to fill in shapes and stuff, rather than what I'm doing right now is where I'm building up a lot of tone first. I'm like laying down like a match colors and like trying to make a lot of different forms and stuff, like the clothing folds here, which I found very fun. Those I have a little bit more freedom to work with without doing the line art beforehand, because I can cover up pencil marks and stuff, or yeah, it's just like it gives me a little bit more freedom to paint, I guess, rather than being so lazy with the form and stuff, because I can do the line work after, and the line work kind of just helps reinforce like certain forms that I've painted already, and all I have to do is mostly focus on value and shapes. I think the shirt came out really cute actually. I'm not too fond of how his overalls looked until after I do the line work, so that's why, I don't know, I feel like you guys shouldn't give up halfway for drawing and stuff. I feel like you should always try to push yourself to the very end, unless you know something's like really off, because I really didn't like how his overalls were coming together until after I did the line work. And after I did the line work, it looks pretty cute, like his overalls do. And maybe it's because I'm a sucker for like tiny details and like all that jazz. So yeah, let's try to stick it to the end and see if you like the results after, because sometimes, you know, paintings have, you know, that ugly phase, like what we usually say in my art class before is that we always didn't like when our teachers came in and they catch us in the ugly phase of a painting, because, you know, like people have different ugly phases for a painting, like different times and stuff, and like the teacher would be like, oh, like this doesn't look right, that doesn't look right, but like in your head, you know, like, or sometimes you know, like this is just the preliminary stage to build up what you want it to look like. That's what it was for like these jeans. Like I had a feeling that it might work out in the end. I might have to rely on the white gel pen to do stuff, but in the end it worked out. As you can see, I did do some fine details after, like darkening up the eyes and stuff, or darkening up certain tones in the jeans, just to finish it off before I did the white highlights with the Sakura Gelly Roll. But now we're nearing the end of the illustration, so thank you guys very much for watching this time-lapse, or this speed paint of the chibi version of Mingyu. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!